Hello and welcome to today's lecture. Today's lecture will be on the topic validation of utility system, that is HVAC system. The lecture is presented to you by Pharma Gita Tube. Do like and subscribe the channel for more new updates and new content. You all will get the notes regarding this presentation on the description box here itself. So let's begin with the discussion. So following are the topics which I am going to discuss today, beginning with the introduction to the HVAC air handling unit, along with an HVAC validation and qualification, and what are the parameters which we need to look upon for completing the steps of validation. So first, coming up with the introduction to the HVAC system, that is heating, ventilation and air conditioning system. Here we will try to understand the need and reason for pharmaceutical air handling systems, the technical requirements for air handling system, and the different types of air handling systems we have. Also further we will be discussing about the qualification and validation requirements as we saw in the content box. So let's begin with the introduction. HVAC or HVAC stands for heating, ventilation and air conditioning. It includes a variety of active mechanical or electrical systems deployed to provide thermal control in buildings. That is the sole function of the HVAC system. Now, HVAC systems are normally operated in clean rooms where the concentration of airborne particle is controlled, and which is constructed and used in a manner to minimize the introduction, generation and retention of particles inside the room, and which other relevant particles are reduced. Also the temperature, humidity and pressure or atmospheric pressure, what we mean to say, are controlled as necessary. Beginning with alphabetical H. H stand for heating. Heating system adds thermal energy or heat to a space or a building in order to maintain some selected air temperature as per the requirement or the selected criteria that would otherwise not be achieved due to heat loss due to the exterior environment. Ventilating system or V is intended to introduce air to or to remove air from a space, to move air in order to maintain a ventilation without changing its temperature or a flow of air. Ventilating systems may be used to improve indoor air quality or to improve thermal comfort. In a clean room, a continuous flushing of air with highly filtered air is necessary, which is done with the help of HEPA filters present in the ventilation system. AC or air conditioning system removes thermal energy or heat from a space or a building to maintain some selected air temperature that would otherwise not be achieved due to heat gain from interior heat resources or due to continuous processing and the exterior environment. So as per ASHRAE or American Society of Heating, Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Engineers, HVAC system should follow 4 objectives: control air temperature, that is H; control air humidity, that is V or ventilation system; control air circulation, that is also the function of V or both AC, V and AC; control air quality, that is the main function of ventilation system with the help of HEPA filters and pre-filters. Also it should restrict the movement of dust and accumulation of dust. Next to that, we will be discussing about vertical bench, which we have seen in microbiology or advanced biotechnological lab in B.Pharm days, which consists of exhaust HEPA filter, the blower alongside, and also filters to prevent the entry of large particles or large size particles greater than 5.5 micrometer, light high velocity air barrier to prevent the flow or direction of air, and obviously safety glass view screen. Next to that, we will be looking upon to the validation of HVAC. So why and what to do to perform the validation of HVAC? Now, the manufacturing environment of the industry is critical for product quality. So we need to establish a HVAC in a space where manufacturing processes are carried out. But to check the functioning of HVAC system, we need to do validation and maintenance of the instrument or the machine operating, or the what I mean to say is the HVAC system, because we need to maintain an environment which should consist of ambient light, proper maintained temperature, controlled humidity percentage, that is relative humidity RH percentage, and the movement of air should be regulated and controlled. Also, the microbial contamination along with particulate contamination should hence be controlled. Uncontrolled environment can lead to product degradation, as we all know, which would lead to loss of product and profit of the industry. Now, as we have discussed the significance of validation of HVAC system, we need to know how the validation is carried out and what is validation. The performance of HVAC system is ascertained by conducting validation of this system within specific duration, as I was talking about. We need to check the functioning of the equipment or the HVAC system. This is as per the recommendation of the Code of Federal Regulations or US FDA guidelines, that is 21 part 211, where it is clearly written that operation shall be performed within specially defined areas and such other controls necessary to prevent contamination or mix-ups, that is 211.42, temperature and humidity control, and air supply filtered through HEPA filter until a positive pressure, and a system of monitoring environmental conditions. You can look upon in the website of Code of Federal Regulations of National Archives of US Government, that is ECFR. Also, it says that in case of an air filtration system, it should include pre-filters, and particulate matter air filtration should be used when appropriate on air supplies to production areas. Now, validation of HVAC system is achieved at 3 levels, such as installation qualification, operational qualification, and performance qualification. These are the 3 levels through which we need to undergo to validate an instrument like HVAC. This is subject to provide documented evidence about the accuracy of results produced by it. That is the main intention of validation. The validation of HVAC system involves systemized and assembled documents of its functional specifications provided by the vendor as per the requirement, such as design drawings, plans, operation manual, specifications, which is to be followed by validation master plan involving testing, adjusting and balancing, that is TAB, and finally the startup reports as provided by the evaluation team. Proceeding to the next part, what is the significance of validation or the validation process? Now, validation is mandatory in the field of pharmaceutical industries, as it ensures the accuracy of the instrument, precision of the instrument, the reproducibility of the results, and this is to be done by ascertaining the optimal system performance at different levels. Obviously, we have to take 3 situations: normal functioning conditioning system, worst case scenario, and facilitated system. Maintenance of quality of product is of great importance in order to deliver a quality product to the customer, especially when the product is a pharmaceutical drug product. As I was saying, especially in the field of pharmacy, which deals with drugs that directly affect the human body, or otherwise if a contaminated drug product is provided to the patient, it would lead to the catastrophe or death and disease condition of innumerable consumers intaking it. Now, how to control the number of particles in the air? What I mean to say is, what is high efficiency particulate air? In order to achieve a proper cleanliness in the storage and quarantine area, high efficiency particulate air filters are used. Now, as the name suggests, high efficiency particulate air, that means the air is of high quality, that is containing minimum particles in it. The quality of air is obtained by regulating the movement of air through HEPA filters, which have small pore size, which prohibit the movement of particles and restrict the flow of particles across through it. They also maintain the aseptic condition in the working area of the space where production or manufacturing process are carried out. The efficiency and integrity of the filters that are used in the system must be checked at regular intervals by performing leak tests. Obviously, there should be timely evaluation test to check the efficiency of the working HEPA filter, that is the leak test. Now, HEPA filters are the main part of the air handling unit. The air handling unit, or AHU, which collects the outside fresh air, that is air from the exterior environment, and combines it with the air returning from the cubicles, that is from the space where processes are carried out, and then supplied the treated back air to the laboratory area, or we can say the air is being recycled and purification is carried out and it is being recycled to the area where manufacturing processes are carried out from the exterior environment. Now, continuing with the discussion further, a part of air exiting from the laboratory rooms is directly exhausted into the atmosphere by an exhaust fan, while the remaining air is directed into the AHU, where it is filtered by passing through pre-filters, which is attached to the medium filters. Now, there will be two filters categorically after pre-filtering. They are kept to remove any entrapped particles, and then the same air is conditioned. That cooling is done with the help of coil for humidity and temperature control, and this filtered air is passed to the laboratory or the working space or the manufacturing or the processing sections by a supply fan at desired pressure. We will be understanding the following process with the help of an animation. HEPA filters are terminal filters which is attached at the entrance to the clean rooms. Now, we will be understanding the situation with the help of the following diagram. As you can see, there are different sections across the diagram, beginning with the damper. As the arrow indicates, it is the inlet where the air is entering the air handling unit or the AHU. Then it is being subjected to pre-filtration, which is having a pore size of 15 micro. Then it is being circulated through a cooling coil, that is air conditioning is being done to lower the temperature. The fresh air is being taken from the exterior environment. Now, there are access door panels, as you can see in the gaps. They can be opened as necessary for maintenance and other works. There is a motor which is operating under which enables the rotation of the air or regulated movement of the air, and which is put to power by opening the access door panel, as it is mentioned, access door panel for the fan section. And then the air is again to be filtered to reduce the particle size of the contaminants, or prevent the flow or prohibit the flow of contaminants across the air handling unit to the production area. Now, proceeding to the main part, that is the animation. Let us see and understand the animation. Obviously, it will be helpful to understanding of the process. As we can see the access door panels and the inlet where the air is getting in. Now, let's see when it is in operationable condition. We can see the regulated movement of air through the inlet. then there are dampers across the section and thermostats are put in, then pre-filters the pink portion, then the motor is running to regulate the movement of air, and inside there is a coil which is causing the conditioning of the air. So now proceeding to the theoretical part, this was the workflow animation as I discussed. Maybe you all can get help from other videos as well, which are more easier to understand through the animation workflow. Now proceeding on to the validation process of HVAC system. How the process is to be carried out. The validation process of HVAC system usually involves documented evidence, establishing of documented evidence with respect to various aspects of HVAC system, such as functional specification, that is the conceptual design, the functioning of the air handling unit, the validation master's plan, the master plan prepared to carry out the process of validation, the startup reports as prepared after the evaluation of the instrument, the IQ, that is installation qualification, operational qualification, OQ, PQ, process qualification. Now coming on to the functional aspect. As per the conceptual design, it involves design drawing, system plans and specifications. Design drawing, it relates to the dimension of the equipment, effectiveness of the equipment, that is operating efficacy or efficiency, availability of the spare parts, that is technical details, and prompt services at reasonable cost by the concerned authority. We can have these details in the user manual of the instrument. System plans explains the structural details of the specific objectives that the manufacturer intends, such as operation, process of operation, how it is being conducted, the cleaning process, the process of maintenance of the instrument after regular intervals, low dust and sound generation. The specifications, wherein the manufacturer explains qualitative and quantitative aspects of the instrument. Obviously, the details of the dimension of the instruments are to be provided thereafter. What are the fundamentals of the validation process? As we have discussed that validation master's plans, IQ, OQ, PQ and startup reports. Now beginning with validation master's plans and startup reports. What is validation master plan? It is defined as a contractor's document which is very specific to the manufacturer's requirement, or the buyer or the industry who is taking the HVAC system from the vendor. It includes testing in terms of visual, physiochemical, adjusting and balancing, testing, adjusting and balancing, actually TAB, and which it is to be performed in the presence of the vendor, so as to check if the product is properly functioning and executing its process or not. Then coming to the section of startup reports. The report consists of commissioning reports, that is a report which is to be prepared after the execution or the on noting the operation efficiency of the instrument, which is the actual which is prepared after looking onto the actual execution of the validation protocols and the validation procedure at different levels, IQ, OQ and PQ. Now let us understand what are these three things, IQ, OQ and PQ. First, beginning with IQ, that is, you can remember now. Let me define the process, then you all will remember. So what is IQ? We know that validation, it's a process of establishing documented evidence. So IQ is also a process of documented verification about all key aspects of the installation. Remember the word installation. Adhering to manufacturer's recommendation, bearing appropriate codes and approved design qualification. So now you may have understood what is IQ, that is installation qualification. Qualification of the parameters of the instrument at the time of installation. That is the main definition. You can remember it easily in short terms. Now, what is the significance of conducting installation qualification test? The goal of IQ is to verify, that is to check that and document to establish evidence regarding the quality of installation and integrity of the HVAC systems component which is mentioned in functional specification or in manual provided, operational manual provided with the instrument and the validation master plan. Design documents and literatures are used to design installation protocols, control and measuring devices, and also we have to look after that the instrument which is to under evaluation or to be checked for installation is calibrated or not. Installation qualification document provides evidence that the installation was complete and satisfactory. The simple meaning of this statement is that equipment in the question can be installed when it is qualified for installation, that is when it passes the IQ test. Now coming on to the next part of the discussion, that is OQ, that is operational qualification. Now what is operational qualification? After IQ it is OQ. After installation we check for the instrument's operation efficiency. Now OQ or operational qualification is defined as documented verification that the system or subsystem which is under evaluation performs as intended throughout all specified operating range. Now it is operating as per the operating design or as it was intended to. In simple terms we can say that why it is to be done. It is recommended that the equipment should be operated only after it has passed OQ test or operational qualification test. What is the significance of OQ or operational qualification? Operational qualification test is performed by operating the equipment at normal range. As I was discussing with you earlier, there are three situation or circumstances or conditions under which the equipment or the instrument is to be tested, that is at normal range, at the higher range condition as mentioned, and also at worst case scenario. The result should indicate the safety, optimum performance, and the forecast the problems associated with the equipment which are probable to occur. Operation controls, alarms, switches, safety parameters, displays, and other operational components should be tested for performance. Measurements made in accordance with the statistical approach should be fully described. OQ provides documented evidence that utility systems or equipments and all its components operate in accordance with operational specifications without load. Now coming on to the final part of validation process, that is PQ or process qualification. PQ or process qualification provides documented evidence about the consistent performance of the utilities or the systems or equipment that is under examination or evaluation, and all its components which are in accordance with the specification under routine use with load. Test loads should be performed over a suitable period of time to prove the consistency of the instrument or HVAC system under evaluation. Now coming on to the main part of the discussion, I guess you all can guess what is the main part. Yes, obviously the procedure of validation and the parameters which needed to be looked upon or checked for. In general, various parameters to be evaluated and analyzed for validation of HVAC system comprise of airflow pattern or smoke pattern, airflow velocity, air changes per hour, that is ACPH, filter leak test, particle count test, viable monitoring test, filter integrity test. Now there are two names of filters which are used normally, however one of them has been restricted or are rejected, that is dioctyl phthalate is nowadays not used due to its carcinogenic properties, and polyalpha olefin, polyalpha olefin, that is PAO, is normally preferred. Pressure difference across the rooms, recovery test temperature and humidity, informative test, and fresh air determination in the space. Now remember the name PAO, polyalpha olefin. I will be discussing in the next part of the slide. Beginning with the first parameter, that is airflow or smoke pattern. The airflow parameter is evaluated by burning a titanium tetrachloride TiT4 stick and then placing the burning stick in front of the AHU or air handling unit so that the smoke is intaken and we can see the flow pattern of the air with the help of smoke particles. The distribution of smoke is observed. It is to be uniform as per the specified criteria. Now these diagrams adapted from a journal article states the maximum number of particles per meter cube as per the size and as per the clean rooms that are as we can see, there are 4 clean rooms A, B, C, D depending upon the number of particles across the cross-sectional area or per meter cube. We can see 2 different conditions, that is at rest condition and in operation condition of the HVAC system. At rest condition is the condition where the installation or IQ is complete with equipment installed and operating in a manner agreed upon by the customer and the supplier, that is after installation qualification. In operation state is the condition that the installation is functioning in the defined operating mode and the specified number of personnel is present, that is after OQ or operational qualification. Proceeding on to the next factor, that is airflow velocity and air changes per hour, that is ACPH. The purpose of this test is to measure airflow velocity in terms of uniformity and supply airflow rate in clean zones of unidirectional airflow systems. The data given in the next table, that is table 2, is an example to show the method to document, that is establish documented evidence of airflow volume, how much volume of air is flowing across the cross-sectional area, and ACPH calculation. The values given are in the acceptable range as per the specified criteria by the regulatory authorities. The regulatory authorities are European Union, WHO. Now proceeding on to the next part, air velocity test and ACPH. Here you can see the filter ID number, which is in the form of serial numbers as per the industrial records, and the supplied air the velocity of the air is measured. Also the total airflow rate, that is per cubic feet and per minute, is also measured. The volume of the room is calculated by a formula, and ACPH is also calculated by a standard formula which I would be discussing in the next part of the slide. So the ACPH test is performed by dividing the area of HVAC into 4 hypothetical grids. The area of HVAC, I mean to say here, is the inlet area where the air is intaken and the air velocity is measured at each grid. The air velocity is V, which is calculated initially. The total air volume or the volume of air passing by is calculated by the equation A cross V, where A is the area of the HEPA filter inlet, that which I was saying initially. The volume of the room is calculated and ACPH is obtained. Now following is the list of air changes per hour as per the specified criteria and regulatory authorities in different classes of classified area. As we know that 100 clean room class is the most clean and most efficient, containing the minimum number of particles across per meter cube of area. So the required air change per hour is maximum to maintain a standard condition of air particles in the air, or maintaining the number of particles in the air to minimum. Proceeding on to the calculation part, beginning with the formula that volume, determining the volume of the air, that is V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4 plus V5 divided by 5 to obtain the average velocity at each point. Now we have to calculate the area of the filter or the HEPA filter by multiplying the length and width of the filter in feet, because we have to assume that the HEPA filter is a rectangle, so it will be length cross breadth area of a rectangle. So A equals to I into W, where I is the length of the HEPA filter and I is the breadth or the width of the HEPA filter. Moving on to the next part, we have to calculate the total air volume per minute supplied in the clean room with the following formula. As we discussed initially, the total air per volume T equals to A into V, where A is the area of the HEPA filter in square feet, V is the average velocity we have calculated from 5 cross-sectional areas in feet per minute. And we also know that when we are determining volume, there will be 3 dimensional lengths, that is length into breadth into height. So here it will be L into W into H, as we have mentioned. So the air changes per hour would be calculated by multiplying total air volume into 60 and dividing it by total volume of the air. Moving on to the next part of the slide, that is filter leak test. The objective of this test performed is to confirm that the filter system, that is HEPA filter, is properly installed and that leaks have not developed during installation of the HVAC system. If leak are present, then it would facilitate the entry of particles and a clean room facility cannot be established. The leak test on HEPA filter is conducted by placing a velometer in the front of AHU system. Let us see what is a velometer, as you can see in the illustration, and documenting the air velocity from all the corners that is being displayed on the digital screen. Now across the 4 corners of the inlet there will be different air velocity. It is possible, but it should not be, because air flow should be controlled at all cross sections and it should be regulated. The air velocity is accepted to be within the higher limit of the HEPA filter in case it is found to exceed the upper limit as per the specified criteria by the regulatory authorities. A gasket or silicone is used to decrease the leakage. Here, as I was saying, that a velometer is used for measurement of air velocity. Now moving on to the next part of the slide, particle count test to determine the number of particles in the cross section of air. The purpose of this test is to provide overall cleanliness of the environment with respect to the concentration of viable particles which are suspended in the air, and thus providing an indication of microbial load of the clean rooms. The greater the number of particles in the air, the more the microbial load we can assume. The test is performed using a particle counter. Particle count is taken before and during the working condition. The particle count should be within the range as per the standards of grade A, B, C and D. As we have seen, there are 4 classes of clean rooms. Now what will be the particle count at different classes of rooms as per the specified criteria? We can see, while the HVAC system is under rest condition, that is it is not operating at grade A. 3520 particles per meter cube should be there, that is minimum number of particles. As we see that the grade is increasing, the number of particles is increasing, the quality of the clean room is decreasing. In operational condition is also the same, which is easy to understand. And proceeding on to the next part of the slide, viable monitoring. Now why the viable monitoring should be done? Viable monitoring should be done every day. Yes, practically every day in an operating in pharmaceutical industry. It is to be done by a swab test, which we are doing in COVID. And the swab test, nutrient agar medium is to be placed, which will act as a source of nutrition and facilitate the incubation of microorganisms. The different media plates are exposed in different manufacturing section. It includes the reversed air duct of the HEPA filter located at the back of the cubicle, that is in the processing area or the inlet chamber. The microorganism count should be within the range or should be minimum, and if it is to be found to be out of specification or OOS for consecutive 2 times or 2 days, an effective corrective and preventive action, that is CAPA action is initiated to control the parameters as per the specified criteria provided by the regulatory authorities. Now we can see the agar plates kept. Now let us proceed on to the next part, that is filter integrity test or DOP, dioctyl phthalate. As I previously mentioned, PAO test. The filter integrity test is performed on HEPA filters, that is done preparing a PAO aerosol. Now obviously you all may have forgotten what is the full form of PAO. I won't tell it now, you all will check out yourselves from the previous pages. I will be providing the presentation or the PDF portable document file in the links in the description box. Please check it out. So the test is performed on HEPA filters, preparing an PAO aerosol using an aerosol generator and allowing an upward flow of aerosol. We will be looking onto a diagram to understand the process briefly. The receptor probe attached to the HEPA is monitored to know the amount of aerosol reversed. Total amount of reversed aerosol should not exceed the higher limit of the HEPA filter. Now as I had said earlier that DOP was employed, that is dioctyl phthalate, perform this test, but because of the carcinogenicity of the dioctyl phthalate, it is being prohibited and replaced by PAO, polyamino olefin. I have said the name. It is being currently used in the industry. So let us look on to the images. As you can see on the left hand side, PAO aerosol generator is being used and reversible amount of aerosol is being checked. And here we can see that particle counter or laser particle counter, which track and determine the number of particles with the help of viable monitoring and particle count in the air or cross section of the air. Proceeding on to the last section, recovery test. Recovery performance is evaluated upon time frame of 15 minutes. The recovery test indicates the time required to flush off the airborne particles accumulated inside the control zone during the period when AHU is put off. Now in off condition of AHU, we have to clean and maintain it regularly. The recovery of temperature and humidity is also recorded at this point, and also when it is on, we have to note the time it is taking for recycling the air. For this purpose, the humidity and temperature are checked at the off position of the HVAC system and also at the on position of the HVAC system, which I will be discussing later on, followed by increasing the humidity to 75% and temperature to 400 degrees Celsius. Again the temperature and humidity are recorded after switching on the HVAC system. As I was saying, that is normal condition, operational condition, and worst case scenario. These are the three situations for evaluation, and the time required for temperature and humidity to stabilize is also recorded then and thereafter. Now the most important test is the temperature and humidity test, that is determining the relative humidity and the temperature of the confined space where production processes are carried out. The aim of this test is to demonstrate the capability of clean room air handling system AHU and the HVAC system to maintain air temperature and relative humidity within the desired limits of a specific time period or the production unit time. The uniformity of temperature and humidity are monitored by employing a calibrated temperature and manometer. Temperature detecting thermometer, that is thermometer for calculating and recording the temperature, and manometer for detecting the RH percentage, that is relative humidity percentage of the air respectively. The two parameters are to be monitored on daily basis. Actually it is to be monitored at basis of 12 interval of 12 hours actually on shift, depending upon the shift time of the industry. Now if we perform the mapping of temperature and humidity, these are the records which have been recorded by industry. Fresh air determination, the last test, it is done to determine the fresh air intake at the inlet of the HVAC chamber or the air handling unit through the dampers, as we have seen the diagram. The total air change, that is ACPH, is also calculated. Thereafter the intake pressure is divided by the total air change in the room and multiplied by 100. This is the mathematical part. This is done to obtain the percentage fresh air taken from exterior environment on each cycle, that is on each time the air is being recycled by the HVAC system in entire individual rooms. So coming on to the conclusion, after all the test, it has been observed that the design criteria for all the required rooms is achieved. An objective of performance qualification is met with the HVAC system of all the production areas, meaning that it is suitable for routine intended use as established by carrying out intended experiments which we looked after as per the validation parameters, and comparing with standard reference results with the predetermined accepted criteria or limits set out by the regulatory authorities like US FDA, CD, SCO and ICH guidelines. After which the we can say that HVAC system is ready for routine use by the qualified personnel or the engineer or the operator. The following are the references which I have used for the preparation of the content, that is quality assurance of pharmaceuticals, compendium of guidelines and related materials, which falls under the criteria of good manufacturing practices GMP, published by WHO or World Health Organization. There is another research and review article which is written by doctors Anamika Singh, Sapna Malviya, Anil Kharia. Thank you to you sir and ma'am for preparation of such a nice article. Demand of pharmaceutical facility functionality, validation and qualification of HVAC system, and it was published on Asian Journal of Pharmaceutics on the year 2014. You all can see the page numbers. Thank you to Dr. Scott Hargrove and Bors for publishing or validation of HVAC system in pharmaceutical and biotechnology facilities part 1. Now again, thanks to World Health Organization for publishing working document and the guidelines on HVAC system for non-sterile pharmaceutical product. So thank you to all from Pharmagita Tube. I will always say you subscribe to the channel and like this video if you like the content. Obviously you can look on to the content which I have prepared and get on to the slides and check out the document I will be providing to the Google Drive location, where you can download and use it for further preparation of documents and presentations for necessary purposes. Thank you.